I wanted to talk, of course, you're indelibly linked with the with Hong Kong, Alexa, and really, talking with some passion about the advancement of Hong Kong as a city. I wanted to ask you what your thoughts are on Hong Kong's future, and how you, what do you believe will take Hong Kong to the next level?
Well, the last 17 years, I devoted to myself to all my efforts to developing Hong Kong's financial services industry and capital market. So I probably should focus on that area. Although I think that for Hong Kong as a whole to advance, we need more than just financial services and the capital market. For instance, we really need to encourage entrepreneurship, because you can see that one of the key strengths of the U.S. economy is that they do have a lot of entrepreneurship, and that is what takes you to the next breakthrough, right? So we need to do that, but that is somewhat outside my space. Now, in terms of the financial market, I'm sure you've all, actually before I left, I was invited to give a talk at Hong Kong Securities Institute, and I actually unveiled or shared some of my thoughts. And that is, right now, Hong Kong is talking about we are the super connector between China, the Chinese market, and the rest of the world. Hong Kong-Shanghai Connect being a case in point and a very good example. So we connect China with the rest of the world, which is what we have been doing, although in different modes and forms, ever since 1978 when China first opened. So one, we are the super connector. And two, we are the experimental ground. So whenever as China moves forward in its capital market reform, it likes to do so in a controlled manner initially, like what they call pilot schemes. And then once it's been proven to succeed, then they will open it up and apply it on a wider or countrywide basis. So those are our key roles. But the way I look at it, these two roles, they're still very important. But eventually, we will need to find a different engine, a new one. Because being super connected, China actually is already at a stage when it is ready to connect directly with the rest of the world. We all know that. And like, for instance, the Premier talked about the Chinese companies needing to go global. Many of them don't need to use Hong Kong to go global. They've gone, right? They didn't even have to use the Hong Kong platform to springboard. Many of them do, but then many of them didn't have to, and they still managed to do it. So, and of course, after Hong Kong Shanghai Connect and the Shenzhen Connect, China will no doubt connect with other major markets. The connection with Hong Kong actually lays the groundwork and gives them the experience. But then they will move forward. Now, so the other thing, I mean, this super connected thing will become less and less important. So that's one. Now, as for laboratory for reform experiments, as you know, the Shanghai Free Trade Zone is already doing a number of the things that Hong Kong has been doing as an offshore renminbi center. And China has just announced that it's going to create a few more free trade zones, Guangdong, Fujian, and Tianjin. Now, if you read the announcements, each of them has been given a special purpose, so to speak. So they should be complementing one another. So Shanghai is predominantly financial, whereas Guangdong is something else, right? It's more like commodities and that kind of thing. But still, so these centers, these free trade zones, they are also doing experiments. And the good thing about them is because they are part of the one country and they are one system. So once the experiments have been proven to succeed, they can be immediately rolled out. It can actually be seamless. But for Hong Kong, because we are two systems, so even where the experiments are successful, they probably will still need to be tweaked before they can be applied nationwide on a wider scale, right? So these two roles, which we have played extremely well, we probably need to find a new engine very soon.